If you're like many buyers that I've been talking with lately, you're probably wondering if you should rent or buy a home right now. I'm Courtney and I'm a local realtor here in San Diego County, and I'm happy to create another video to help raise your real estate IQ. So, with inflation and interest rates on the rise, you may be wondering if you should put your plans to buy a home on hold. And in this video, I'm going to share some information to consider when contemplating this question. Basically, I see people taking one of three paths when uncertainty hits: fight, flight, or hold. And the way I see it, the fight response would be to dive in and make the best of the situation. The flight response might be giving up and deciding that making a move just isn't something you're interested in and you just kind of find yourself settling. And finally, I see the hold response as being kind of committed to making a move still, but ultimately sitting on the sidelines, waiting for something specific to happen that may or may not actually occur. Unfortunately, I know of several buyers who have been calling for and expecting a market crash since 2014. They kept renting to avoid the possibility of losing property value if the market dipped, and sadly, they lost out on a ton of upside and potential equity. Ultimately, it's like they were paying a mortgage, it just was not their own. And in these cases, those landlords are really the only ones that benefited. Here's an interesting graph that shows the median asking rent since 1988. And what stands out to me is how steadily rent has been increasing over the years. I recently talked with renters who are concerned about this possible recession or a market correction in the housing market. So they decided that they're just going to hold off and, not even explore their options. I thought it was interesting to see that the chart does show that median rents increased in both 2006 to 2008, as well as in 2020 when there were recessions. So if you're renting, I'm guessing that you can relate to what this chart is going to show. I mean, really ask yourself, how many times has your rent gone up? I'm guessing it's nearly every time, a new lease started or whenever you renewed a lease. And as a renter, your monthly housing costs and the stability for where you live are determined by the landlord who owns the home. Do they want to raise the rent? Do they want to give you a 60-day notice and sell? Ultimately, you can see with factors like, demand and inflation, the median rent has been increasing. So on the flip side, while I certainly cannot forecast what the future of the real estate market will look like, when you buy a home with a fixed mortgage, you can actually take control of your housing situation a little bit more and lock in the principal and interest portion of your monthly payment for the length of your loan. Plus, as you pay off your mortgage, if home prices appreciate, you could actually gain equity, and that will help you with building your net worth. You can see in this graphic that the average net worth of a typical homeowner far exceeds that of a typical renter. And it makes sense. I help sellers all the time, and it's honestly amazing to see how much money the sellers walk away with when they sell. And yes, home values could decrease, but realize what I just said. The money that they made depends on when they sell. There are sellers that have helped recently that have been through the highs and the lows of the market. If they bought in 2000, did the 2006-2008 crash impact their actual proceeds? Well, no, because they didn't sell then. They held on and enjoyed living in their home during that time, and when the time came for them to be ready to move somewhere else, they did. And the reality is that building equity and boosting net worth just aren't something that renting provides when you're on the tenant end. And if consistent payments, stability in where you live, and growing long-term wealth are important to you, then it might be time to take a look more closely at home ownership as an option to consider. And the good news is that in our area, even though it's still considered a seller's market, it's a more moderate seller's market than compared to last year. I feel like we're maybe more in like the pre-pandemic market, so it's a lot better for buyers. As a home buyer, you're going to face less competition and more negotiating power, and this is where a really great agent can help you. I recently saw a stat that estimated that 32% of sellers paid some or all of the buyer's closing costs. So the days of feeling like you may need to waive your contingencies or pay drastically over asking seem to be coming to an end. So you might be asking yourself, what does this all mean? If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, and if bidding wars and waiving contingencies were one of the biggest factors that had you sitting on the sidelines, this could be the opportunity that you've been waiting for to re-enter the market and fight for your future. And the good news is, I can help you get there. I know the steps that renters need to take to help prepare them to become homeowners. All you need to do is just reach out, and I'd be happy to help. My contact info can be found in the description below. Have a great day. I'm so glad that you watched all the way to this point in the video because I'm happy to help raise your real estate IQ. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I want to take a moment to invite you to check out the description below for helpful resources and to download a guide that can include things like tips and checklists to make planning for your move even easier. It's honestly never too early to get started. If you like this video, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell to get notified when I share new real estate videos here each Thursday. You'll also want to check out the thumbnails that are about to pop up on your screen here in a moment for other videos that I've custom made for you on this channel. And as always, this info is for people everywhere, but if you're looking to make a move to the San Diego County area, I'd be happy to be a resource. You'll find my contact info in the description below. Okay, so have a great day, and I hope you love where you live. See you in the next video.